Hey gang, this is Kat. Today is Monday, May 5th, 2008. I thought I'd do something a little different today. Instead of doing a brief summary of today's show, I thought I'd bring you a live audio recap. I understand there might be some people who don't want to or can't listen to the audio, and so I will be posting a written overview of today's show, but I thought for today I might try something a little different, see if you guys like it. I originally was gonna do this in segments of the show, but when I got about halfway through and written and found that I had 10 minutes of audio explaining and detailing the first half, I decided to scrap that idea and just do it by the halfway mark so that we all aren't listening to me ramble for about a third of what it is with the show. So in today's episode, we start with Ethan, Teresa, and Gwen. Teresa is ecstatic that she's finally gonna get to tell Ethan the truth after all this time of being away from him. Ethan remains outside her bedroom door, which is the same bedroom that Alistair had his way with her, so I'm kind of wondering why the hell they're using that particular prop bedroom, because as most of us are aware, it irritates us, just like Gwen's bedroom, which has been used for that KY bullshit. Anyway, Ethan is still dumbfounded with his note, staring off kind of into space, wondering who would use a spare bedroom to send him a message, because nobody ever uses them. Gwen is in her room, kissing, or not kissing, but rather saying goodnight to her son Jonathan. She's very ecstatic that now that Teresa is out of the way and that Ethan Martin will soon be out of the way, she's going to have the life she always dreamed of with her, Jonathan, and Ethan. No mention of Jane, but as we all know, Gwen doesn't mention Teresa's children because she hates the bitch. Moving on, we go over to Tabitha's, where Kay is rather upset that her wedding dress has been ruined. Everyone is kind of trying to soothe her broken heart over it, but to no avail. Later, I think it's in the second segment, we find out that magic has been a part of this whole experience and it was responsible for ruining her wedding dress. We also find out that Noah is kind of more preoccupied with the fact that he found Roberto and Paloma kissing in the kitchen rather than seeing his sister's wedding dress. Kay kind of is irritated with Paloma as well, that she would do that to her brother. Roberto is kind of amused by the whole situation. He's happy that Noah and Paloma are having problems. Tabitha eventually just gets fed up with the whole series of events and tries to attempt to find a spell, I think, to sort of reverse this whole experience, while Noah wants to fight Roberto for trying to make the moves on his own fiancée. Meanwhile, Fancy and Luis, who are enjoying a weekend getaway, are being spied upon by Sheridan and Pretty. Pretty is rather upset that Luis and Fancy are still engaged, and so, and I assume it was just a sporadic moment, she kind of cries out and insists that she is going to kill Fancy because Luis is hers. And so eventually Sheridan pulls her back and they continue to spy on them from around the corner, while Pretty vows that she will get revenge on them all. And Sheridan reiterates to Pretty that she has to find something new to tear Luis and Fancy apart with, because the boy who cried wolf with her abortion, non-abortion storyline is not going to happen, because Luis will catch on that she's trying to come between him and Fancy. Going back to Ethan and Teresa in the first segment, We see them reunite, and Ethan is rather ecstatic about it. He can't believe she's alive, and he wants to know the whole situation. Teresa says too much has happened, and she couldn't possibly begin at the start. But she basically says that the gist is that the DEA rescued her and wanted to put her into the witness protection program. But she also reiterates to him that that could have been years, so she came back to Harmony in the mansion under a new disguise. To which Ethan is kind of, once again, dumbfounded because he can't fathom who she is. When she explains that she was Gertie, he reiterates that she should be on the stage because she had everybody fooled. We eventually, in this first half, start to see Juanita and her henchmen. They escape from the jail, and Juanita vows that she will find Pilar still, while Ethan and Teresa are celebrating her return.